All right, we are live. Welcome to the weekly live chat. If you don't know, no matter what, every single Wednesday I go live. Something I started a long while ago. Every Wednesday night without fail. I think I missed one ever when I was sick. But even then, usually I stream anyway. But we're live the Wednesday after UFC 309. Johnny Bones Jones versus Tom Aspinall. We have a lot to talk. Realistically, I got about 17 videos I could do right now. And I dropped a Bo Nickel video yesterday. I'm probably going to do a video right after this, but I don't know yet. We're going to see. I'm debating about it. I'm probably going to just bang out a video real quick. Because we have Fluffy Hernandez versus Brendan Allen booked. And it looks like, from credible sources, Israel Adesanya versus Nassourdine Imavov is being targeted for Saudi Arabia. I know it seems fake. I know it seems unrealistic. I know it seems kind of out of the blue. It is not 100% official yet. But from credible sources, it's being targeted by the UFC. And it's a banger fight. So I'll just have to make it very clear. I usually don't cover, rumored fight, rumored this, rumored that. Especially a fight of that magnitude that almost seems like fake right out the jump. But it is being reported by credible sources, just so you guys know. Overlap, thank you for the $1.99. You're late. You ever show up late again? I literally just scheduled it. I just hit 9 o'clock. But thank you for the $1.99. I see Overlap's becoming Pat now. What's new, Joey? Nothing much. Nothing much, my friend. Nothing much. Just, I don't know. I don't know if, I would love to know if other MMA or I bet you a lot of content creators feel it. I feel like I'm always behind on I never feel like I'm out in front of everything. I never feel like, oh yeah, man, I really could use a video right now. I feel like I'm always behind. I've bet 17 videos. I could just end this stream right now and record. But it's not as simple as just hitting the record button. I usually do a lot of research. So, the Bo Nickel video was personally directed at Tay. Yeah, Tay too. It got directed at Tay too. Do you think Jones versus Aspinall would be like Woodley versus Till, where Woodley dominated but Till was favored? I think Jones would end up being the favorite by the time they got to fight night. I think there's no way Jones isn't the favorite. Otherwise, those odds makers are mentally disabled and about to get. I think a lot of people will bet on Jones. Was Islam Volk won a robbery in your opinion? No. It was clearly at least 3-2 Islam. It could have been 4-1 Islam. The only round that Volk definitively won was round 5. Imavov not that good, especially in his last fight. Yeah, he didn't look great. Cardio didn't look great. But Adesanya is not going to make him grapple like that. Izzy beats Imavov. Yeah, I think Izzy beats Imavov as well. Izzy versus Imavov is top tier entertainment. I like it. For a fight night card, sign me up, boys, for a fight night card. What if Imavov cannoneers our boy? Well, I don't know why you say our boy. But that's the nature of the beast. The young eat the old, my friend. I think Izzy probably beats Imavov. Hernandez versus Allen is sick. Why not Izzy in Australia? Because Saudi wants to pay them big bucks for a star. Joey had to get over heartbreak, please. Just look forward to other things. It's the best I can tell you. Just don't try not to dwell on it. When UFC 311 get announced, I would say probably beginning of December. Probably the week of Thanksgiving. AK next Thursday, I think it's Thanksgiving. Probably next week. Or first week of December would be my guess. They're gonna need some news out there. Ouch, yeah. 20K on the Bo Nickel video. Takeaways video with 11, almost 12. Chandler video 24K, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Anyway. Izzy versus Imavov for a fight night fire. That's easily a co-main. Dude, that's a main event of a pay-per-view. They could do it. What have I been missing? Everything, bro. There's too much to recap you on. There's too much to even recap you on, my friend. But Saudi, that's why. It's because Saudi's got that money. Who had a worse performance, Rockage or Paul Craig? Rockage. So, if Izzy beats Imavov, who does he fight to get the title next? It'll all depend how the division plays out. I see the UFC wanting to book Izzy versus Strickland 2 at some point soon. Okay. If Izzy... Okay, read that. I don't see how Hernandez will lose that fight. Me either. I think Brendan Allen's a scrub, man. Argument can be made for Jones, pound for pound, number 1. I agree. Argument can be made. I think the argument can be made. Why don't they save that fight for Australia same month? They may. Who knows? That's why I'm tentative to make the video, because when stuff's targeted like that, even if it's from legitimate sources, things can shift around in an instant. In an instant. I love how people don't get your sarcasm. I heard someone say in a video you were legit asking people for $300 to buy a lamp or something. Dude, people are weird. I don't care. I remember when somebody said that somebody else made a pay-per-view about a video about a pay-per-view, and I jokingly said, yeah, they're stealing all my video ideas. And somebody made a video about it. Fucking corny. But I don't care, dude. People, listen. Homework. You've been around for a bit. I bet you've been around for a bit. Look, I'll take all the hate on my shoulders. I will put the hate on my back. Somebody said a long time ago, I remember somebody saying this in chat, or maybe it was on Twitter, or I don't remember where exactly. Maybe it was a response to a comment somewhere. Somebody said Joey gets aroused from the hate. And I hate to say it, but it's true, man. It's actually probably not a good attribute to have, but it's better than letting it affect you. I want to take it all, man. I want to take all the hate. I want to put it on my shoulders, put it on my back, and carry it around. That's somebody else that's weak. There's some weak man out there who can't handle it. I'll take it from them. I'll take it from them. Put it on my back. Put it on my back. It's actually hilarious. I know that some of you guys have been around for a while and you kind of heard me say these types of things before the channel ever grew to what it is today. So you kind of know it's the truth. But I know there's some people who think like, oh, Joey just says this because, you know, he's trying to cover for something or something. That if you knew me in my real life, if you only knew me in my real life, it's hilarious. It's absolutely, I thrive on it. I love it. The way Dana White talks about it, I don't believe he's being serious. I think partially he's serious. He's motivated by it. I'm motivated by it, but I also love it. I love it. So I'll take it. I'll take the made up narratives, you know, whether it's that or this or that or this, made up narrative after made up narrative after made up narrative. You know what they won't be calling me? They won't be calling me wrong. They can call me a contrarian. I'll be a contrarian as long as I'm consistently and historically accurate. Warwick, thank you for the $4.99. With Jon Jones' wife and Hill's brother both coming off huge KO losses, that's actually incorrect. I don't think either one of them went out. I think a matchup between the two can get them right on track. Love you, Joey. Thank you. Thank you, Warwick, for the $4.99. I don't think either one of them went out cold. I think it was both ruled TKOs. But thank you for the $4.99. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. I really do appreciate it. Overlap, thank you for the $4.99. You ever disrespect Overlap again, I'll have you drinking out of a straw for a month. Step to me, Joey. I'll get dropped real quick. Yeah, you will get dropped real quick. You will get dropped real quick. Overlap, I know we have the friendly banter in the chat, and you're a mod, and you've been donating for literally years at this point. But just know this. Whether it's $5 or $4.99, $2.99, $1.99, $49.99, $99.99, just know if I ever saw you in real life, I would dump you on your fucking bald spot. And I'd be like, bald spot, dead. And I'd say, easy. Thank you for the $4.99. Check ticket prices, $310 in Vegas. Cheapest tickets for Vegas are $180. For $311 where I live, cheapest ticket is $480. Yeah, that's because $310 doesn't have that staple main event. I was thinking about going to see Bilal versus the Shavkat because the tickets weren't even that expensive then either. I kind of wanted to go to Tampa and see Gary versus Buckley, and now I kind of want to go to Vegas and see Gary versus Shavkat. But I got to be streaming for when Gary beats him. Are you picking Ian now? I recall you saying you were in between. That's not what I said. I said I am heavily leaning Ian Gary. He is my early prediction, but there is a chance that I could change my pick. I haven't 100% locked it in yet, but I think I'm picking Ian, man, and I think I'm going to take a glorious – I'm going to take a lot of hate. All week, I'm going to be the MMA punching bag. Oh, he's picking Gary. Boom. Oh, he's picking Gary. Oh, cuckboy. Boom, 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 boom. What a fucking idiot. Boom. And then comes Saturday night when Gary, boom, steps back. Boom, straight left hand on Shavkat's chin. Oh, Shavkat's down. Oh my God, Herb Dean's waving it off. And then this is going to be me on stream. Oh, the alpha male has won. Listen. Gary TKOing Shavkat, if it does in fact happen, is going to be a monumental moment on the channel. Not only is it going to be, I mean, just absolutely glorious to watch the fans melt down, it's going to be glorious to watch them disappear as well. They're not even going to watch my stream afterwards. They're not even going to want to watch my reaction. If we're being honest here. Overlap, thank you for the $4.99. You ever disrespect Overlap again, I'll have you drinking out of a straw for... Okay, I already read that. You pussy. Tay2, thank you for the $1.99. Who is Caio Baralho supposed to fight next then? We don't really know. I hope Sean Strickland. I hope DDP Hamzat gets made. Caio Baralho. But Caio Baralho, I think is how you pronounce it, can fight Strickland. Thank you for the $1.99, Tay2. Bo Nickel's a bum. I told you he's a bum. If Overlap was forced to describe Joey's body build in one word, unfortunately, it would be apple. I don't get it. Body build in one word. I would describe it as Alistair Uberim, but that's 2 words. So I'd say Uberim. Chase, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate you. No message, but I appreciate you, Chase. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. Now let me scroll back up. Hey, bro, Jones will run through. Spinall has no route. Dude, Jones will destroy Aspinall. If he doesn't get Aspinall has a puncher's chance in the first round. Outside of that, it's a wrap. Is Tashiro Taira future champ? If so, when? I don't know. Probably. 2 years from now, he'll be champ. I also thrive on hate, to be honest. I genuinely enjoy when people throw hate my way so I can prove them wrong. I'm glad you understand, man. I hope you're serious because I think it's a very particular, I think it's a very unique kind of personality trait to have where I don't think I let it cloud my judgment, but like I have no, like I think some people, and I've talked about this so many times, some people shy away from talking about certain things because they are worried about backlash. And that can be a litany of things. That can just be an unpopular opinion like Jones destroys Aspinall, gets a lot of hate. I'm not shying away from that. I give my opinion, you know. Jamal Hill, Ariel Helwani, that was super unpopular at the time. Colby ducking Gary, super unpopular at the time. Francis Ngannou not fumbling the bag was unpopular at the time. I'd rather be unpopular and right than popular and wrong. Because at the end of the day, my credibility is most important. And for some of you guys who watch the channel on a consistent basis, whether it be a year, whether it be 6 months, whether it be 2 years, and you've actually paid attention, you know the credibility is through the moon right now. It's through the roof. And that's what I care about the most, my credibility. People can laugh at that. People can say, oh, you don't got no credit. If you've been paying attention, even if you hate my personality, maybe you hate my videos, maybe you hate my voice, maybe you hate my face, the credibility is there and you can't deny it. And it's so funny because nobody can take it away from me. No, and I used to brag about things that I got right previous to the YouTube channel. And I always felt corny about it because there was no evidence to back it up. Now I can say things and I have a video catalog to back it up. So I love it. Joey, why does Hamzat get so much hate for his affiliation, but no one talks about Bo Nickel's association to American warlord with access to nuclear weapons? It's just an easy talking point to go after. I don't blame Khamzat at all. That may be a hot take. I don't blame Khamzat at all because you know what? He has no other choice. He has no other choice. How far are you from Tampa? Really far. I was going to fly there. Joe, I'm devastated. Bilal Shavkat is going to main event Chicago with Pena, Harrison, co-main. I know you're a Bilal fan, but that's disgusting. $10-7. I've liked you up until this point. I'm going to be honest. If Bilal Shavkat was a main event of a pay-per-view near my home state, I would literally be so happy. And if you don't want Bilal Shavkat as a main event, respectfully, you're a bitch. Respectfully, you're a bitch. Because Bilal Shavkat is a straight-up banger. I mean, right now, off the top of my head, fights I want to see more than Bilal Shavkat. Aspinall Jones. Khamzat DDP. And then there's a kind of a few that would be like tied. Like Pereira and Ankalaev would be tied for me for Bilal Shavkat. And besides, that's not going to be the main event because Gary's going to beat Shavkat most likely. Joe, imagine an Ireland UFC pay-per-view, Gary and Hughes. That'd be pretty crazy. PG, thank you for the 199. Where's Max Holloway in your GOAT list? Not very high, bro. I think Max is kind of overrated, to be honest. I mean, I think he's very, very good. He's an elite fighter. But, like, come on, let's calm down, dude. He beat Jose Aldo twice, which are great wins. Ian Gary's a lock. Whoever disagrees is stupid and doesn't have a beard, probably. Who is your favorite fighter? I'm new here. I don't know if I have a favorite fighter currently in the UFC. Robbie Lawler was my hardcore favorite fighter for the longest time. Anderson Silva was like one of my first favorite fighters. There's not one right now that I'm deeply emotionally attached to. Jose Aldo would be one. Jose Aldo's always been one of my favorite fighters. Which is funny because I got a lot of shit for taking up for Mario Batista. But if anything, I'm biased. I really like Bilal just because he gets undeserved hate. Khamzat. Honestly, Khamzat. I wouldn't say I'm emotionally attached to him, but he's one of my favorite fighters. I like his personality. I like his fighting style. And he's like if I had to name number one fighter that gets me most excited when they're booked for a fight, it's probably Khamzat. It's probably Khamzat, if I'm being honest here. So I have to go off excitement level because there's none of these dudes. Like, these dudes don't pay me, man. I'm not friends with these dudes. I don't know them in their real lives. I don't know what they're really like. So it's hard for me to be emotionally attached to grown men that I don't know. Francis Ngannou's up there. I actually really like Francis. He seems like a good guy. Again, I don't know him. And his fighting style is incredible. Plus, he handed Dana the biggest L, which is hilarious. I love Charles Oliveira. I'm emotionally attached to Oliveira, actually. I'm actually emotionally attached to Oliveira. Not crazy, but the reason I'm emotionally attached to Oliveira is because he's been around since I started watching, and I remember telling everyone that would listen that I believed he'd be a future champion, even when he was like losing to Paul Felder. So, yeah, Oliveira would be one of them as well. Ogre Online, thank you for the $10. I feel like people hate Alex because he came in the UFC and killed their dude and ranked up quick. People think I hate Alex. I do not hate Alex. But I think actually what you're missing, I think a lot of people dislike Alex because of his fans are pretty annoying. I'm just annoyed that like he may not fight Ankalaev. Whether that's his fault or not, I just don't like it. All right, where was I at? Do you ever ban people you like, hate, but where's your boundary? Yes, I ban people all the time. I wouldn't say super frequently. If you're spamming the chat, if you're taking away from the conversation, I ban them. So, because we're here to have a good conversation. You know what I mean? If you go harass me on Twitter if you want to harass me, basically. Which I'm not going to really even read your shit anyway. Anywho. Let me see something right quick. Okay. But yeah, I always want to have the chat nice and civil. Joe, did you see Chandler's some podcast about the Oliveira fight? I did, bro. It was straight up delusion. I'm going to make a video about it. All right. Pat, thank you for the 99 cents. The Poverty Pat's in the building. Poverty Pat's in the building. Thank you for the 99 cents, Poverty Pat. Overlap, thank you for the $4.99. Joey, I'm going to UFC Tampa. If I see you in the stands, I'm going to sneak up before you know it, put you in the walls of Jericho. This is Overlap. Are you really going to UFC Tampa or no? Because if you are, I might just have to go and pay you a fucking visit. And when I whip your ass, I expect you to jump in the next live stream and be like, yeah, I ran into Joey at UFC Tampa and he really whooped my fucking ass. And he put me into Boston Crab. Thank you for the $4.99 Overlap. One and only PG, thank you for the $4.99. Aldo ×2, Allen, Undefeated, Ortega, Frankie, Gaethje, Yair, Cater, Pettis, Lamas, etc. Come on, Joey. As a Max fan, I'm in pain. Need to hear nice things. Max is a great fighter, man, but I don't know. I just don't think of him as an all-time great. Maybe it's those beatings Volk put on him. But I don't know. Max, I think, is heading towards a downward trajectory right now. I think that Topuria KO. But, man, he's definitely one of the greatest featherweights of all time. There's no doubt in that. The Aldo wins were great at the time. I think I picked against him in both of those Aldo fights, to be honest, and I was high on Max. I thought Max would be a future champion. The first time I ever said Max would be a future champion was at UFC 172 when he fought Touchy Feely. I said, yeah, he's going to be a future champion. But, yeah. Thank you for the $4.99. Max, greatest of all time, for sure. For sure. Thank you for the $4.99, bro. All right, let me scroll back up. Boys. Bo Nickel reminds me of the competitors from The Voice who sings like ass, but their family tells them they're good. Had me dying. Is that not facts, though? Is that not facts? Is that literally not facts? I don't even watch. I've never watched The Voice. I used to watch American Idol back in the day when they had the tryouts and it was like really shitty people. When I say back in the day, I'm talking about when I was like under the age of 10. I would laugh my ass off when someone's family would, they're one of the they're songbird of our generation, and then they come in and sing like shit, and the one dude would just shit on them. I would laugh so hard. What's going on, everybody? How's it going, Joey? Crazy start for the U.S. this weekend. Yes, 3 a.m. Eastern time. Joe, I feel like Tom is just so fast. Like when I see Stipe and Jones fight, they like Jones. That's the weird thing about Jones is he fights to kind of like the pace of his opponent. I don't necessarily think Jones is that slow. He's definitely slower at heavyweight because I don't believe he's a natural heavyweight. But Tom's going to have speed for one round, man. And I think Jones is going to suffocate him early. I think Jones will be stronger than him. Michael Chandler being a complete fool was a good one for a while when the casuals connected the dots. I know now whenever I brag about getting that right, they're like, hey, everyone saw that coming. Everyone saw that coming. I think people are going to count out Gary in the Shavkat fight, but I think it'll be razor close. Yeah, it could be a razor close decision win for either guy. Would you do a vlog if you went to a fight live? Sure. Umar versus Marab. Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. At least Bilal never finished anyone, but at least Bilal takes any and every fight, unlike certain GOAT I know. Jones still doesn't want Tom. We'll see. Bilal's insanely overhated because of his style. If Bilal beat Shavkat the way Oliveira beat Chandler, the whole community would have been screaming born. It's a fact. And it's more than just his style, bro. It's more than just his style. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons why people hate on Bilal, and it's ridiculous. I can't stand it. Might switch to Judas if Kong Wang can't get finished Fernandez, okay? Why is Strickland waiting on the sidelines for a title shot when he's clearly not getting it? He may, but you never know. He may end up getting it. Did you see Usman Paul Hughes? I did. February, right? It's in February, right? When Hamzat fights, it's the same feeling I get when Habib used to fight. Huge fight feel and undefeated streaks and titles on the line. I love it so much. Yeah, Hamzat being undefeated definitely adds a layer of excitement to it, if that makes sense. Ogre Online, thank you for another $10 super chat. Appreciate you supporting independent MMA media. The UFC must not like Michael Chandler to not feed him one fight for his comeback fight, then give him a strong, skilled Brazilian grappler. What have I always said on this channel? First off, I think the UFC just looks at Chandler as an exciting fight. I think they like him, but they'll feed him to other dudes. They don't care as long as it's an exciting fight, which he will do. What have I said about Oliveira for a long time, man? Every fight he improves. I think he showed leaps and bounds in his grappling. His offensive wrestling, to be honest. Thank you for the $10, Ogre Online. Appreciate you supporting independent MMA media. Without you guys, I'm just a man sitting in a room talking to a camera and a microphone with nobody listening. I mean, there's people out there talking to holes in walls. That's true. There's people out there talking to holes in walls. Alex blocked me on IG the day of his Roundtree fight. I never even mentioned him besides a video glazing him. Super weird. Dude used the term glazing and discussed another man. Well, you deserve to get blocked for that Bilal Shavkat take. I was thinking about blocking you for a second there. Anyway, Alex doesn't have the longevity of other legends, sure, but we cannot deny what he's accomplished in an incredible amount of time. I just think he's overrated like crazy, man. I think he's one of the most overrated fighters on the roster. Joey's favorite fighters, Hamzat, Bilal, Usman. No, Usman's not in there. Ian, Gary, Francis, Izzy, Jon Jones, Ankalaev. Izzy's not in there either. I wouldn't even say Ankalaev's in there, to be honest. You guys taking up for a fighter because that's what the reality of the situation is. You take that as a bias towards a fighter, and it's just simply not true. Every time I hear Chama now, I get annoyed. That's my new superhero name. It is Poverty Pat. We need Chandler Heater. Get on that, bro. That'll probably be tomorrow's mission. Can we get Joey Overlap in a sanctioned bout? Dude, the UFC, no, the Athletic Commission wouldn't even sanction Joey versus Overlap because they know what a beating I would give him. He needs to fight someone like CM Punk. A drunken CM Punk. I thought Max would snipe Ilya like he did at a decent distance and poke Ilya's leg. I thought he would poke out his eyes like he did Gaethje. People advocating for Charles Max fight baffles me. Why would you want to see Charles kill Max? Fuck it. Book it, man. Book it. Do you think Shavkat will finish Gary? No. I think Gary beats Shavkat. I hate how Jones said he left for 3 years to bulk up, but just put on fat. That's not really what happened, though. And he didn't really say that. People kind of, I don't know, take it out of context. I just have to defend Bilal by throwing shade at Jones. I like Bilal and think he gets too much hate. Jones just seems like he's a bunch of smoke and mirrors until he gets in the cage. Jones likes trolling people, man. Don't even fall for it. PG, thank you for the 199. Thoughts on Islam Arman match should be close. I think if anyone beats Islam, it'll be Arman. I think if anyone beats Islam, it'll be Arman. I don't know that he will. I'm picking Islam most 99% sure. But I'm a big believer in Arman, and I have been a big believer in Arman. I picked him to brutalize Beneil. I picked him to beat Oliveira, which I was one of the very few. But I think it'll be competitive, but I think Islam will pull out ahead. I think Arman has a power advantage, man. Maybe I'm crazy. I know Arman hasn't, like, brutally one-punch KO'd a lot of guys. I know he kind of just recently did it to Beneil. But I think he's very, very good everywhere. Darren Till called Bo a spoiled little rich kid in Ariel's newest interview like you do. It's facts, bro. It literally is facts. I've been telling you guys that for literally years. I remember in your prediction video that everyone would be shocked when Olives embarrasses Chandler. It was so... Dude, I haven't even taken a victory lap on that because I thought it was so obvious. Were people actually picking Chandler? Let me go look at Tapology. No way people were picking Chandler, right? Was there a subset of people picking Chandler and like hype that like thinking Chandler was definitely going to win? Nah, not on Tapology, only 21%. But yeah, I didn't think it would be that competitive. And it wasn't really competitive at all outside the 5th round, which was lots of cheating. You know, if I kicked Chandler in the balls and gouged his eyes out and, you know, grabbed his gloves, we'd probably have a competitive fight at the end of the day. Who wins, Jones or Pereira? Jones would wreck him bad, probably. Hey, Joe, what do you think about the controversy around Makhachev PED usage in 2016 after the first Volk fight? Is there any evidence he cheated? I have a bunch of videos covering it. Just go back and look around that time period. I covered it so in depth, it'll make your head spin. But I can sum it up for you right here. There is no evidence. No evidence has ever come to light to support the theory that he cheated at all. And by cheating, it wasn't even PED usage that was alleged. It was IV usage, which is banned unless approved. But in Australia, if I remember correctly, it's not even able to be approved in Australia. It was nothing but hate on Islam Makhachev for beating Volkanovski. No evidence ever came to light of it. And I called this from the very first video. I said, look, if I had to give my guess right now, I don't think any evidence will ever come out to support this claim. And there's none. There never was any. I have a bunch of videos if you care to go check it out. I encourage you to go check it out. Comment on them if you end up watching them. And if you guys remember in chat me breaking it down, let them know. Let them know I broke it down well. Anywho, January 25th is Usman versus Paul Hughes, and there's a lot of fights. Probably going to take forever now in PFL. So that's like the Family Dollar. That's going to be like the Family Dollar Habib Connor. Is that what it's going to be? Is that what it's going to be? Thoughts on Jones, Ankalaev? Jones would win. DDP Hamzat, Islam Charles, Jones, Aspinall, John Poetan, Ilya Volk, Merab Umar. Those are the top fights. I'd rather have them Bilal Shavkat. Cry me a fucking river, buddy. Jones and Asses moved to heavyweight in 2014. Chose to weight the division out. Yeah. If Wayne Kong gets KO, does she get a ranked opponent? Yes. Armin sucks. No, he doesn't. I was so bummed when Charles versus Islam 2 didn't happen. Yeah, I was annoyed too. Especially the aftermath that it caused. It caused an unbelievable aftermath that just is still rippling through the MMA community to this day. To this day. You think Gary can handle Shavkat's grappling if he gets a hold of him? Dude, Gary was a grappler before he came to the UFC. Look what he did to MVP. Shavkat has good grappling, but he exposes bad grapplers. That's it. I don't think Shavkat subs Gary. I think he's got to draw Gary into a war. And I think he's got to outdog him. Is the way to beat Gary, I think. Armin loses in 3. Kenny picked Chandler and crashed out on stream. Okay. Imavov absolutely sleeps Stylebender and not the same fighter. 3-fight losing streak. He fucking sucks. Okay. Little bro said, why didn't they stop the fight? I was punching the Mohawk. Dude, Chandler's a fucking disgrace. I'm going to have to watch that after this stream and start working on that. I may work on another. I have another video I want to do right now. But, man, it's an hour long. It's an hour long. That might be one that I have to skim through. That's great. I'll go check it out. Joey did say that. Joey Masvidal stated in an interview today that he's eyeing a Conor McGregor fight for his return. I've been saying for a while that that's the fight to make. MVP fight proves Ian can wrestle. No, every single fight outside the UFC proves Ian can wrestle because he grappled everyone and submitted everyone outside the UFC. He was not even a striker when he came into the UFC. But you wouldn't know that because you're a fucking casual who doesn't watch shit. Just like I said, Ilya was a grappler outside the UFC as well. So, yeah. Anyway, how would MMA Joey versus Dana White go? Bald spot dead. Where was I at? Yep. The Timu version basically hope Habib and Connor is in the corner. It's taking place in Dubai as well. That'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting. Big Ank beats Pereira and should have been made champ when he beat Jan, even though Jan won. Yeah, they should have just crowned him the champ anyway. Hey, Joey, Michael addressed you in one of his interviews, not directly. What'd he say? I doubt it, bro. I think you're probably exaggerating. But what'd he say? Was it in the podcast he just did? Hold on. Anyway. Why are people mad about Islam Charles being delayed? I'm just mad that Islam had to ruin Volk's career. I'm just mad. Joey, there's a real good chance 312 turns into an Australian fight night card. There's no really big headliner for that card. We don't know yet, bro. We don't know. Calm down. We're jumping the gun too much. Gary ain't out grapple Shavkat, dude. What the heck? Worst takes in quite some time. I never even said that. So just for like being so mentally ill and making up a fake take. Hold on a second. It was in the podcast. He said he didn't want to name names, but he said there was a lot of hate coming from MMA channels. Brought up stuff you said on stream about his wife, etc. I never said anything about his wife. What did I say about his wife, bro? What the fuck did I say? Oh, the clip from the Ariel Helwani interview. Is that what you're talking about? I didn't say nothing. I just said this sounds weird, and it makes me think he cheated on his wife or something. That's why. Did he? Are you fucking with me? Do you know what? I gotta go listen to this now. Now you're making me feel bad. Let me take a look. Let's see, do they got timestamps in this bitch? Maybe it's at the end. How was his wife during this progress? He must be talking about somebody else, dude. There was somebody out there talking about his wife and kids. What? I hope not, because that's actually going to make me feel like shit. Anyway. I'm just listening while I read the chat. Was it at the end? Chandler was on podcast. I got one dude on mine. He deeply inhaled. And get your... Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Get your candy ass back in the cage. I wonder what it's going to be. Make a video about the McGregor case? I want to. I say Ian if he maintains distance. I agree. Should I rate this matchup? Brenner, Onama, like it a lot. Song, Aldo, love it. Jon Silva, Nate Wood. I would love Jon Silva, Nate Landwehr. Costa Pfeiffer, make it. Do I imagine Chimaev destroys DDP, then Izzy beats Imavov? Oh my god, I need Chimaev Izzy. That'd be crazy. It's just 2 minutes left, so. Oh, let me turn my phone on silent. You got to fill me in where this was. Wait for the verdict? I don't know. He said I never lost a fight. Picture in a 4th round TKO for Shavkat. I could see that. I think Gary wins. Chandler going to be looking for you. I think dude made it up. Just wasting my time. How do you think DDP would fare with Chimaev? I think Chimaev beats him. Do you think there's any fighter that Tony beats in the UFC? I think Mike Breeden beats him, yeah. All right. Damn, Chandler looks really depressed. I feel bad for him. See you at the top. Anyhow. Dude, wasting my time going to watch the end of that. Try, I swear I might not hate anyone more than Brendan Schaub. This motherfucker saying out Umar and Habib aren't even blood related. Dude, why do you even listen to him? Why even listen to him, bro? At least that interview's got timestamps so I can kind of skim through. Saul posted they should book Tony versus Mario so Tony wins. Tony's not even beating Mario, bro. Yeah, he's not winning. Tony's never going to win another fight again. Tony's not going to win another fight again, which is so disturbing, man. Tony hasn't won a fight. Isn't it crazy Chandler's last win was Tony? Dude's in the rankings. Dude's ranked in the top 10 off a win of Tony Ferguson. Dude's ranked in the top 10 off a win over Tony Ferguson. All right, let me scroll back up. Where was I at? Where was I at? Where was I at? Where was I at? Wonder how you'll adjust for Ian. It's going to be very interesting. Those were great matchups. Grow and Flow, by the way. Video about the McGregor case, I will. By the way, guys, like the stream. Do me a favor, like the stream. I would really appreciate it. We got 220 in here. We got 48 likes. Please like the stream. Would appreciate it. It helps push it out in the algorithm. How do you think DDP would fare with Chimaev? I think Chimaev ragdolls him and subs him in the first round. I'm picking Chimaev to buzzsaw through DDP. DDP's gonna have his hands on his hips after he loses. And looking up at the replay. Bewildered on how it happened. Ulberg beats Ankalaev low-key. Your thoughts? No. Ulberg, we still have to see a lot out of him. I would have loved to see Ulberg versus Hill. Chandler versus Finger. Dude, Chandler's still begging for the Conor fight. Dude's still begging for the Conor fight. You know what's funny? Remember he was saying he wanted to be so active. He wanted to fight in February, this and that, and this and that. Now he's going to say, I'm going to wait till the end of 2025 for McGregor. If he waits till the end of 2025 for McGregor and it doesn't happen until 2026, I swear it'll be the funniest moment in channel history. Chandler versus Weidman for the cheating motherfucker. Dude, exactly. Honestly, it'd be wild to see Ian beat Rachmaninoff. Dude, people underrate Ian Machado Gary so badly. It's unbelievable. I don't know why. I don't know why they let their emotions get involved. They don't. Let me get this straight. They don't like Gary because Gary made fun of a dude who goes out drinking and driving. Okay. He made fun of a dude who Brent Allen, thank you for the $4.99. Don't ever disrespect Chandler by feeling bad for him. Also, who you got? Mavsar Alja. I'm still picking the backpack. Easy win for Mavsar. Easy win for Mavsar. And yeah, I shouldn't. Jason, why'd you make up random shit though, bro? Why'd you make up random shit saying people were talking? He said something about people talking about his wife, bro. I've never heard of that podcast before. Dana mentioned it. Yeah, my guess is just some like I don't know. It looked like some frat boy. It's like some frat boy like bullshit podcast. I mean, it doesn't even get views really. Doesn't. I mean, Chandler 14 hours ago got 20K. I bet you if I did an interview with Chandler 14 hours ago, I would have more views than that. Doesn't even look like they get views really. Boston with the boys. I mean, I don't know. They're probably all right. They get a 42K, 37K here. It's like I feel like podcasts are becoming so overrated. Everyone wants to start a podcast, and I feel like everyone's corny as fuck, man. Like, guys, tell me if you can relate to this. I'm very curious if you guys can relate to this. I'll watch a podcast, right? I don't even watch podcasts really, but what I'm saying is when I click on a podcast and watch a little bit of it, I feel like people are almost like trying to put on these like fake internet personas. Even if it's nothing crazy, it's almost like a fake internet persona of how cool they are. It's like they're trying to be someone they're not so they can be cool. And I'm not even saying specifically these guys. I've seen less than 2 minutes of these guys. But, like, I feel that a lot, man. It's just like everyone's like, oh, I got to start a podcast. It's the thing to do nowadays. And it just gives me, like, cringe vibes. I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like if I started a podcast tomorrow where I had legit guests come in, I feel like you guys would see my personality come through. Like, okay, this is exactly who Joey is from what I've seen on stream and whatnot. But I just feel like a lot of these people are, like, trying to be someone they're not, but, like, kind of themselves, but, like, try to be like, I'm cool, bro. I'm really cool. I don't know if this is resonating with any of you guys, if you understand what I'm trying to say here, because I don't even know how to accurately articulate it. But I just feel like everyone's trying to be like that cool online person nowadays. And it just, I don't know, it just cringes me out. It just cringes me out. Like, I don't, like, even like when you click on random videos, like whether it's MMA content or, you know, fucking surfing content or firearm content, I feel like someone always is almost trying to put on like a, an act. Like, even like on my MMA Joey YouTube channel, that's what I'm logged in on this browser right here. I tell you guys, I click on a bunch of like MMA channels so that I get a bunch of like random ass MMA channels recommended, just so I can kind of see like generally what's kind of out there. And plus there's a bunch of small channels which I like to get recommended. Like occasionally I'll click on them and watch like 30 seconds. And I just feel like some people are trying to be like some weird announcer or some shit. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm resonating. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. There's got to be at least one person out there that feels the same way I do. So that's just my take. But thank you again for the $4.99. Don't ever disrespect Chandler. Yeah, don't ever disrespect Chandler. Apparently Chandler was on. Yeah, isn't it that Alonzo fights patient and looks for a big punch every 1 minute, but against the best counter strikers he fought, he decides to run a. Alonzo has no fight IQ. Joe Chandler's ranked number 7. No way, shape, or form. Chandler should not be rematching Gaethje or Poirier, fighting Holloway for the B. Dude, Chandler needs to be fighting like Benoit Saint-Denis. You didn't talk about his wife. Even if you did, he brought it up. Chandler has the IQ of a fly. Yeah, that's... Yeah, what's his name was lying anyway. I don't think that actually happened. He still hasn't confirmed or denied that, which is actually kind of annoying. Facts. Honestly, doesn't get views. Ilya knocks out Charles. I would actually love to have a podcast one day, just like a regular podcast, and talk to random guests. I feel like I could have a popular podcast, but I don't even want to anymore because it's so corny. Everyone like has a podcast nowadays. So check out my podcast. Check out my SoundCloud. Makes me want to close down my YouTube channel. I feel like everyone has one now. Agreed, everyone. Like, I feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's some weird. There's got to be a word for it. Does anybody know a word for what I'm trying to describe here? Joe, do you think the winner of Jan Figgy is deserving to leapfrog Umar like all those bums on Twitter are saying? No. Umar dominated Corey Sandhagen. Give the man a title shot. Joey has some great takes and some terrible ones, but always keeps it real. I have all good ones, and like it's a trend. Yeah, it's like everyone's trying to follow the trend, and everyone thinks it's like easy. Like everyone, I don't know. There's got to be one word for it. Who's the biggest beta male right now in the UFC? Probably Colby or Strickland. It's got to be Colby or Strickland. Joey, can you Jamal Hill's brother get Conor McGregor's house in order? I don't know. But that rematch is coming up very shortly. Very, very shortly. Some smaller niche podcasts have good vibes. Imagine I just started a podcast in my basement. Artificial. I don't know that that's it either. It feels... I think I know what I'm trying to describe. This doesn't fully encompass what I'm trying to say, but it just feels inauthentic. It feels like cheesy following trends and trying to make a buck. Like it feels scammy. Like I watch it and I feel like I'm being scammed. That's the best I can come up with. Scammy. Like even on some of the podcasts that I'll click on sometimes, I feel like they're talking to the guest and they actually don't even care what the guest has to say. Like they're just going through the motions. I swear, maybe one day I'll try to do it. If I make enough money from this channel, I'll try to like start up another channel. And like do like one episode a month or something. I don't have enough time. But it's impossible, man, because how do you build a podcast from the ground up with guests when you can't get any guests on and you have 0 subscribers? They're not going to want to come on. But I feel like I could have some great conversations. Have you ever started a podcast just talk about MMA with your friends? Okay, I'll do it. But then it's an MMA podcast. Joe, with all the Bo camping trips, he could have cleaned out the whole UFC, but never got the call. Yeah, if he would have had service, man, he'd have the whole division cleaned out at this point. Very unoriginal and inauthentic. It just the best way I can describe it is it just seems like they're trying to make a buck. It shows me that they're just trying to make a buck, and that's it. That's all they care about. Gimmicky, probably. Internet makes people say and do things they would never say and do. That's true. People say that about me. It couldn't be further from the truth, and that's the funniest part. I was recently talking to my fiance, and I told her, I said, someone commented this recently, and I said to her, somebody just commented and say, Joe, you would never say this to so-and-so's face. And me and her laughed our asses off about that. Because she knows me. And I wouldn't give a fuck. Like I'm genuinely not scared of anybody. I'm not like you remember when Marab confronted that dude in the audience? I wouldn't have cowered down. He might have whooped my ass. I wouldn't have cowered down ever. Especially out in public like that. Hell no. Hell no. But I always laugh when I get a comment like that. Joe, you would never say this to so-and-so. You'd be scared in person. You'd cower. Never, ever, ever, ever. I would get my ass jumped before I sat there and cowered. Can your first podcast feature you dunking Chandler on his cheating spot? Imagine if I messaged Chandler and offered to fly him out for a podcast in my basement. Imagine him stepping foot in my house and coming into my basement. So, Bo should get a sat phone. That way they work everywhere. Yeah. Joe, you're a Florida man? No, I'm not a Florida man. How would you react the first time he gets destroyed, which should happen at some point? I would just laugh. Joe, you're funny AF. Bo had service, the whole middleweight division would have been cleaned out. I mean, is that not facts? Thoughts on Usman versus Hughes? I'll go Usman. But I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Hughes, to be honest. So. All due respect, Joey, but when do you plan on getting married? She's been your fiance since the start of the channel. Are you like, can't do it that week? That's 306. I have to stream. Basically, look, I'm not a big party person at all. And weddings are kind of scammy. And so it's not something that I'm like dying to do. And so it just hasn't got done. That's the honest to God truth. And then I always got shit going on. And it just hasn't happened. Maybe I'll tell you after it's done. I'm not gonna tell you guys when it happens, but I'll just get married during a shit Apex card. I'm gonna invite all the members. I'm gonna invite all the members to the wedding. Imagine how funny that would be. Everyone's got to wear their YouTube name tag. So, yeah, I want Fizzy versus Chandler next. Let's go. We all wear name tags. Exactly. I mean, I take you guys on the members vacation every year, so. Jay, I wonder why Colby was still crying. Had an injury, keeping him out till early 2025. Yeah, and he said he's not going to be on a fight night either. I didn't say a marriage is scammy. I said weddings are scammy. You can do it at a disc golf course. You know, fun fact. My buddy got married, not specifically at a disc golf course, but it was, the place had a disc golf course. Joe, why such negative vibes from some MMA channels ripping on people, tearing them down? I don't know. I guess because some people just call it how they see it. I don't know. If a 4-4 person shows up, we know it's Poverty Pat. Yeah. My wedding gift to you will be a well-deserved 99 cents. Shut the fuck up. Poverty Pat in this bitch. Damn. I got so much work to do after this. Believe it or not, every year I would go on a week or two vacation before I started the channel. Every year I went on a week or two vacation, and I would always try to plan it around UFC events. Because it used to be, before it was all on ESPN, you would have to buy it through a cable provider. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know where I can watch and this and that. The last 3 years before I started a channel, I went to Florida, I think, for 2 weeks. It was good times. I haven't been on vacation since I started the channel. Once, actually. I've been on vacation once. For 4 days. So. I think I subbed after seeing your take on Bo Nickel. It's 100% accurate. Which take? From the post-fight? From the post-fight? Key West is a great place to get married. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Have you vacationed outside the U.S.? I have not. Joe, you're a mouth breather. What? Because you can hear it on my $1,000 microphone setup? Thank you. But also, I do have a deviated septum, so if you hear a little bit more breathing than you think, it's because one of my nostrils is completely shut. Look. Can you see it? There you go. I'll give you a view. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me know if you could actually see that or not. It's weird, but I've had a deviated septum. I got really stuffed up. I believe it was 2018. And I guess from blowing my nose, I deviated my septum. And it's annoying. It's annoying as hell. Hollis, thank you for the 5 months of membership. Yuri Proska, Marcin Tabor. Who wins at heavyweight? Yuri Proska. Marcin Tabor is a bum. Zombie with the Kentucky State Fair type donation. Thank you for the $4.99. Sup, Joey? After 20 years of fighting at the Kentucky State Fair, I finally bought a house. I recently let Bo Nickel stay at my place. Well, don't let him renovate it because he'll never get that bitch fixed. He'll never get that bitch fixed. I'll tell you that much. But congratulations if you're being serious. I'm assuming you actually bought a house. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't they have a mesh spacer that helps to restructure the nasal tissue? I have no idea. I got a scan on it years ago. I was told that I needed surgery. And I'm just not a big fan of having surgery, all right? So I was like, I guess I'll just deal with it. But if I ever get kidnapped and they duct tape my mouth, I'm going to suffocate. I probably have depending on the day, I could probably breathe like 20% out of my nose. It's deviated pretty bad. I would do it for you, like close my mouth and breathe, but it would just sound nasty. You see DC apologize to Bell? I saw something about that, but I didn't watch. He literally apologized. Did your eye sensitivity ever go away from being sick, or is it still lingering? I feel like it's still lingering a little bit. Like, I hate the lights, man, but I think it's just I'm getting tired of the bright lights 24/7. Like, I think it might be from that, maybe. But I don't feel like it ever really bothered me until I was sick earlier this year. But also, it could just be too much screen time, too. I just feel like I'm kind of annoyed. But I think it's just from lights being constantly on you. So. There you go. That's the best I got for you. Thank you for the $1.99. Orobal is a better prospect than Bo Nickel. You're actually right. You're actually right. This dude's always talking shit, so I'm just going to give him the boot. Adios, amigos. Deviated septum, hard to breathe, laying down. I got smashed years ago. His new name is Bo Nickel. Yeah. DC, sorry for telling the truth. Is that what he said? Don't let Joey's deviated septum distract you from the fact Chandler always cheats and gets his ass kicked, but always ranked top 10. It makes no sense, man. Why is Chandler even still ranked, bro? Pull him from the rankings. They really improved their chats in YouTube Live. What do you mean by that? Joe, did you deviate your septum from counter interview in the public? Yeah, basically. Snorting coke. I'm going to get it fixed one day, but then I'm scared it's going to change my voice somehow. What's up, Joey? What's a UFC moment you wish you had a channel for? DC and Brock Lesnar pushing each other in the cage. Habib jumping out of the cage. Heard you got a DUI last week and you caught me. Buckley is the complete opposite of what Colby looks for in opponents. Colby likes older lightweights about to retire on losing streaks, and Buckley's a young middleweight in his prime. I just found out I have a deviated septum. Thanks, Joey. You didn't know? You just thought you always had a clogged nose? Could you see mine when I'm not going to do it again because it's nasty, but could you see mine when I looked up? It's pretty obvious. Like, you can gift memberships, you can reply to donations. Okay. Surgery's a 50-50 fix. Terrible odds in my book. Yeah, it can come back. Stop being a pussy and get it fixed. Look what it did to DDP. I'm just not a big fan. I got too many people to rely on me to be put to sleep by medication. I might never wake up. Just ain't worth the risk. Believe it or not, I had an interesting surgery a couple years ago. It's the only surgery I ever had. And I'll tell you this. I was in agonizing pain for 3 years before I finally got it fixed. I was in agonizing pain. It's never anything you guys will be able to guess. I think I might have even told you on stream before. And you know what's funny? somebody's going to say, oh, it's probably this or that or this or that. It has to do with athletic movement, okay? Believe it or not. And I was in agony for like 3 years before I finally went and got it done. I was like, you know what? I'm in so much agony, I'd rather just die if I can't get it fixed. So if I die, I die. I didn't care. So I thought it was allergies, but makes sense. Now I have 10% breathability out of my nose, and it's only on one side. Deviated septum, bro. You really didn't know, or are you fucking with me, Sebastian? That's crazy. Yeah, I'll never get surgery. May never wake up. Eventually, I'll probably get the nose fixed. But I'm just going to be like, just do it to me while I'm awake. I don't give a fuck. I'll just scream through the pain. I'm just screaming through the pain. Now, I always just thought one of my nostrils is clogged up. So multiple of you guys realize you have a deviated septum now? Is that what you're saying? 309 cuts video? I swear to God, I never talked to nobody about it. Woke up one day and never went away. Did you look up and you can see it? Can you see it when you look up in the mirror? I had a hernia my whole life. I should probably get it fixed, but it's not painful. I had a sports hernia is what I had. I had a sports hernia, which is like a tear in the abdominal muscle. And so it wasn't like an obvious thing. And boy, was it agony. It was straight up agony. I couldn't sleep for like 3 years. Maybe that's what kept me up. But that's the only thing I've ever had done for. That's the only thing I've ever had surgery on. Yeah, I got my girl looking right now. Tough. Can you see it? Can you see it? Or no, you can look in the mirror and you'll be able to tell. I mean, you can see mine. I'll do it one more time for you. You can see how crooked it is. Chicken Bones Jones. Is that his new nickname? I'm scared to do it. I don't like to be put in a vulnerable place. That's me, bro. I don't like that either. Dude, all I can think about, like when I had that issue years ago, all I could think about is I got too many people that rely on me. What if I die? But for me, the nostril that's clogged switches. It's still deviated septum. You know what's weird? Mine kind of does that too. Mine kind of does that too. I think it can be the way the tissue's like placed sometimes. But the answer is yes, I believe. Mine's usually the right side, but sometimes it switches somehow. I'm thinking about putting some of that tape on my nose. But then I'll look like a cornball When I saw you on the intro of UFC 300, I knew you couldn't be denied. See you at the top, Joey? Hold on. What are you talking about, the intro of UFC 300? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're even talking about, Sean. The real Sean Strickland. So that's why I can't do cocaine. Nose is too sensitive. Okay. Thoughts on Figgy by KO? Never gonna happen. Fucking knew it. I have the same thing. Did you not know before? Is everyone discovering their deviated septums right now? Apparently, like a large portion of people have it. I hate going under. I had a colonoscopy a couple weeks ago. Of course, it was a hot girl I went to school with. Never again. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, I know for a fact I have a deviated septum, and mine switches sides sometimes. The 300 countdown? I wasn't in the 300 countdown. I was in the, I was in the Urseg countdown. I was in the Urseg countdown. I just looked up. They have a magnet sticker you put on your nose to hold it open. Basically purchasing now. I wish I could just get punched in the nose and it would be fixed somehow. I would love that. Just someone punch me right in the nose and maybe it's fixed. That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be pretty sweet. Hypa apparently has it too. Reflecting on my picks throughout the year, I'm so mad I switched from Merab to O'Malley after Merab fought Cejudo. Initially, I thought Merab would dunk shot. I'm in the same spot, man. I'm in the same spot. I'll do it. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't have the balls. More Chandler and Bo roasting videos when it matters. I volunteer him. If it works, do it back. That girl from high school probably had a list of her classmates and crosses his name off bus. Like, yeah. Yup. What did he say? He had to go get a colonoscopy and had a hot girl from his school or whatever. Do it. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is wild. That's awkward. That is awkward. I had some awkward stuff like that happen when I had a sports hernia. Because they got to check out your whole groin and everything too. It's hard to diagnose. But luckily I don't give a shit. Do you get it where you randomly your nose gets stuffed and you have to mouth breathe sometimes? Can't wait. So basically what I have is I can breathe like maybe 20% out of my nose. Like right now, it actually probably feels more like 40%, 30% maybe. Like if I close this nostril, less than 5% I can get from that nostril. But sometimes it's so stuffed I have to breathe out of my mouth. Like if I'm sick and my nose is stuffed, I have to breathe out of my mouth. You got a sports hernia? I didn't even know about disc golf then. I don't even know how I got it. It just randomly popped up one day. And then eventually, it was such agonizing pain, but it took for a while to get diagnosed because it's not easy to diagnose. It's like a tear in your abdomen wall that doesn't heal. Look it up, dude. It's actually a really fucking fucked up thing to have. Some of it can heal on your own. That's definitely a deviated septum, yeah, for sure. If I go like this, you can literally see my deviated septum, bro. Look. See how crooked my septum is? Luckily in Canada, fixing a deviated septum falls under free healthcare. Yeah, I have no idea how much it would cost me to get it done. I have no idea. It probably cost me a lot of money. But I have no idea. I haven't had it looked at in ages. Meanwhile, now you guys are looking up my nose on stream. That's I should not be doing that. That's disgusting. Chandler for BMF, your thoughts? Now, Chandler for PMF. I got a deviated septum so bad when I breathe, my nose just shuts completely from suction and narrow airways. Have you got it fixed, or you still have it right now? I think it's 2K to 5K from what I heard. Luckily, I won't have to pay, though. When are you getting it fixed? How old are you, Hypa? I'm curious. When are you getting it fixed, though? But yeah, it's annoying. What I hate to do is get my blood drawn every time I pass out. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Pass out every time. I don't like getting needles either. I'm not a big fan of getting needles or blood drawn. Getting it fixed. Do you already have it scheduled? What does a deviated septum feel like? It just feels like you have something stuck in your nose, kind of. Just feels completely clogged. That's what it is. Like this side of my nose, like the one that, not the one that I'm blocking, the one that's open. Like I basically can't breathe. I would literally, if I had to sit there and survive like that, I'd die from suffocation. It's free here in Canada, like all surgery. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. United States, we're fucked up. You got to pay thousands of dollars to get anything done. And even if you have insurance, you got to pay a couple hundred usually. So, Chandler needs to feed to Jim Miller. Yeah, feed Chandler to Jean Silva in a different weight class. It's crazy how many people have deviated septum. I've read one time that like so many people have deviated septums. Because some people can have ones that aren't even that serious. Doctors are practicing medicine. They'll gladly practice on you. Ask them for a percentage of relief. 50-50 standard answer. Nah, if I'm going to get it done, I'm just going to get it done by the right person. I wonder if my voice will change, because I've had a deviated septum for so many years now. No, I'm serious. I've had my blood drawn probably 10 times. I hit the floor from it every time. I don't know why I have to clean up blood at work and does not bother me. That's crazy. Do you watch them inject the needle? Most people are deficient in magnesium. Take your vitamins. Yeah, a lot of people are vitamin D deficiency as well. My dad had a quadruple bypass on his heart, was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. All he had to do was pay for his personal TV in his room. That's sweet. What if your voice got all high? I don't think my voice would change that much. Isn't Joan Silva fighting at featherweight? Or no? Am I smoking crack? Every time I lay down, turn my head, I think it's just the thought of it. That's crazy. Fix your deviated septum, you become a heavyweight champ. I probably would, to be honest. I probably would. I used to ride my bike. That's one of the reasons I used to ride my bike all the time, but I stopped riding it because it's so annoying to breathe. I still ride it sometimes, but I used to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and go on like 20-mile bike rides and then go to work. It's crazy. Who's the fighting nerd at 155? That's Roofy, right? Roofy. Let me Google something real quick. Kidding. Apparently your voice can change from it. I thought I read that before. He moved up and beat Dober. Who knows what's next? It's what DDP had, yeah. I got a work function tonight with Air Forces with open bar and unlimited drinks, but I got work at 3 a.m., so I got to stay sober. Well, that sounds like it sucks for you. Yeah, I think Gaethje had a broken nose. Some guys, once they break their nose is just never the same again. The broadcast was giving Roofy a Blumpkin. Oh, my God. I know, man. They just can't get off certain narratives. They were like, he's the next Conor McGregor. Look at his stance. Like, get his dick out of your mouth, Rogan. I mean, seriously. It was so annoying. It was absolutely infuriating. Would you rather have no UFC weekends rather than fight main event with names like Chris Weidman? I'd rather skip that weekend. I'd rather there not be a fight card that weekend than a shitty card. Like Chris Weidman close to the main event. Vanderlei had a really fucked nose. Rory McDonald, basically, that's what caused Rory McDonald to retire. He was a welterweight contender at one point in time. He was about to win a decision and got busted up in the last round. Name a fighting nerd, not overhyped. I don't know if there is one. Rogan cried over Waterson's retirement. Said, Stipe, okay, see you later, bro. UFC never gave Stipe the respect he deserved, which is sad. And Stipe will never show his face anywhere again. He'll disappear into obscurity for sure, which is insane. If Pride FC came back, would you watch it? 100%. But I don't know if it would be able to have the same nostalgic qualities. Besides, UFC bought Pride. They bought it and just assimilated everyone into the UFC. Will we see a fighter like Jon again in our lifetimes? Probably not. Honestly, probably not. I think Jon is a very, very special fighter. Rory was suplexing Diaz, dude. I watched that fight live. He was suplexing him. You've probably seen it in highlights before. It's a very used highlight. UFC used to have it in like their intro too. I was watching some highlight of Pride, Joe. It's the coolest thing every year when they're stomping each other and stuff. Soccer kicks were insane. I wish they would bring back soccer kicks, man. I would fuck with soccer kicks. Bring back head stomps and soccer kicks. They had a Pride mode in the UFC THQ game, and I used to love that shit. Anybody play that? Anybody play that? Boop, 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 boop. I used to soccer kick people. Who's the guy you think could have been UFC champ but didn't? Rory McDonald was one of them. I thought he'd be UFC champ one day. I'm trying to think of somebody else. I don't know. There's probably a few, but I can't think of any off the top of my head right this second. I really can't. I got to go watch this Chandler podcast. I don't know. They had a special match with only Gracie rules against the Gracie Hunter, unlimited 15-minute rounds. I didn't think Gustafsson would be a champ. Prime GSP would probably beat Shavkat. Yeah, I don't know if Zabit would have been champ. The disrespect for Stipe's retirement was insane. I know. They didn't give a rat's ass about it. They never cared about Stipe. They never, ever cared about Stipe. Which is sad. He was just a guy that was out there winning and had no personality, so they didn't care. They want nothing more than WWE. They want nothing more than WWE shit. The disrespect, yeah. They gave Michelle Waterson a retirement package, but not anyone else. Dude's calling for a BMF title. What a joke. Do you think GSP was boring? No. Kind of, though, but no. The MMA community now would shit on all over him. The MMA community now would shit all over him for sure. 150%. 150% would shit all over him. GSP was more quote-unquote boring than Bilal. Yan's won 4 out of his last 5. If he wins, he deserves a title shot. Sure. Let him fight O'Malley, beat up O'Malley, avenge that robbery, and then get a title shot. That's what I would prefer. My dream fight is Umar versus Jan. Umar versus Jan. I said Umar for a second. Umar versus Jan is my dream fight. Imagine Umar Nurmagomedov versus Piotr Jan, man. I still think Jan is in his prime, to be honest. If we're being honest here. Let me raise my desk a little bit. If I'm sitting straight up. If I raise my desk a bit. Right about there. Does that look weird? Accounting for the robbery of Sugar and Aljo. Yeah, he got robbed. Aljo should have never even been champion, man. You think Whitaker would have beaten GSP if GSP defended his middleweight belt? Probably. I'm not 100% certain, but probably. At the time, I would have definitely picked Whitaker. I know that. So I'm just going to go off what I thought at the time. Umar versus Jan is a dream fight. That's sick. Yes. I've been wanting that fight for quite a bit, man. Jan has way better grappling than people understand. People don't give him credit. Watch the Aljo first fight and watch the 4th and 5th round of the Aljo second fight. He just scrambled and gave up his back, and then Aljo is impossible to get off your back. So people don't think he's a great grappler. I knew Jan was a future champion. I called Jan being a champion long before he even got a title fight. I was one of the few that picked him versus Aldo. I think most people... Let me go look on Tapology just to kind of confirm my suspicions. Most people picked Aldo against Jan, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. No, everyone picked Jan, apparently. I'm wrong. I thought most people picked Aldo in that fight. Nope, he was a negative 260 favorite. I'm shocked by that. Maybe it was the Uriah Faber fight. A lot of people picked him to lose. No, everyone picked him against Faber too. So maybe Jan's always been a favorite somehow. I swear a lot of people picked Aldo. When did people really start buying into him? Everyone picked him to beat Donson. Yeah, Jan's always been the favorite on Tapology, basically. Remember Faber came back from retirement to chin that bum Simon and then get killed by Piotr? Yup. Piotr landed a nasty head kick. A nasty head kick. I'm praying Jan beats Figgy, and I'm pretty certain he will. He will. Is O'Malley cheating on his wife? That Sarah girl was cuddling with him in his vid. I have no idea who you're talking about. Jan looked the best against Merab. Agreed. He just couldn't keep Merab off of him, man. Jan dominated Aldo and Aljo in the first fight. It was insane. Think about that, man. Jan should have went down as a bantamweight goat, and that illegal knee changed everything. Because he would have beat TJ. He would have beat Cejudo coming back. So, it's unfortunate. This is the way it is. Seen the Netflix series? No. Remember when? Yeah, I already read that. Who's the bantamweight GOAT in your opinion, and why is it Merab? I think it is Merab. Merab has the best bantamweight resume. I mean, he's been beating everyone and anyone, and he's been dominating them too. How can you not respect it? You're going to regret doubting Figgy? Okay, we'll see, Hollis Hill. We'll see, Hollis. I have my doubts. I have my doubts whether or not I'll regret that. Man, that prediction video was tough to do. You know what's crazy? It picked up an insane amount of subscribers for a prediction video for a Fight Night card. I can live with that. I can live with that. Hell yeah, brother. Aljo has great acting skills. He doesn't even have great acting skills. He has shit acting skills. Aljo should have never been champion, man. I'll never fuck with Aljo just solely for that. Fuck him. Who do you think wins, Aljo or Merab? Merab. I don't think Aljo... Aljo might be able to take his back and get some control time, but I doubt it. I think Merab would ragdoll him. I think they know Merab's better. Between the two of them, I think they know Merab's better. Sean Woodson's a future champ. Thank you for the $2, Hollis Hill. Thank you for the $2, Hollis Poverty Hill. Steven Seagal A tier. Thank you for the $2. Iron Turtle should fight Jones for a money fight. I agree. He wanted that money. I forgot Iron Turtle called for a money fight. What the fuck kind of money fight does he want? What kind of money fight does he want? Very, very peculiar. Very peculiar. John Ngannou's the dream fight, man. Jones versus Ngannou is the fight I want more than anything. More than anything. Who do you have Oliveira fight next? I guess if Islam beats Arman, run it back one time before Islam goes to welterweight and fights whoever's champion. If it's not Bilal. That's my best guess. It's hard to really say, man. It's hard to really say. I hate Aljo not even because of his Oscar performance, but the fact he acted like he didn't want the belt, but then was partying and acting like he was a champ. Oh, he was happy that he took the belt that way. He was proud of himself. I'm going to lower my desk back down again. He was proud of himself after that. That's why the UFC never liked him and the fans never liked him. Oliveira Holloway, too, is the clearest choice in the fucking world. I think Oliveira fucks him up, man. Unless he gouges his eyes out. I think Oliveira fucks him up. Is that the way Aljo Sterling possibly slept on? Nah, Movsar's going to dominate him. Movsar is going to dominate him. But yeah, I don't know if I want Oliveira Holloway, to be honest. But I guess it kind of makes sense. Let's end Holloway's career. Who else could Holloway come up and fight? Book Holloway Chandler. Chandler doesn't really deserve it, but I wouldn't mind watching a Holloway KO Chandler. And Chandler would have a chance. If it's up to me, I'd book Chandler versus Fiziev, though. Fiziev has no business being 11. Fiziev would beat Moicano again. He would beat Dariush. He would probably beat Gamrot in a rematch. He would beat Chandler. He'd beat Hooker. He'd probably beat Max as well. Diego Sanchez or Tony, who you got? I would take Diego Sanchez at this point. Tony's a dead corpse. Thank you for the $1.99. Joe, this might be a hot take, but I think Charles, we saw last week, can beat Arman in a 5-rounder. I would take Arman, man. I think Arman's just too good. Think about how good Arman's wrestling is. Think about what Arman would do to Chandler on the feet and on the ground. Because Arman's hard to hit, too. Arman's very, very hard to hit. I mean, when's he ever getting hit clean, really? Oliveira's only moments in that fight were attempts at submissions. That should have been a 5-round fight to begin with, though. I would have loved to seen that in a 5-round fight. Like, it sucks they did Armin versus Dariush 5 rounds, but we didn't get Armin versus Chandler versus Charles for 5 rounds. Sucks. Hot take, but I think Aljo beats Mavsar. I don't know why, but I have a feeling. Yeah, well, I don't know why, but I have a feeling is code word for I don't know what the fuck I am talking about. Joey's Makhachev the 155 GOAT if he beats Armin? Yes. No doubt. Remember when people said Khabib ran from Oliveira? He retired so he didn't have to fight Oliveira, and then look what Islam did to him? That's crazy. I thought Charles was going to beat Islam, to be honest. I thought he would. So. You picked Islam over Olives. When Aljo wins, I'll take my victory lap. You can take it all you want, but it's never, ever going to happen. Get off in 35 minutes. I don't know how long. Dagestani plot armor. You know what's crazy? You know, they talk about the Dagestani privilege. Chandler, Bo, O'Malley, they got the real privilege around here. Mainly Bo and mainly O'Malley. They got the privilege. And it's not Dagestani privilege. But yeah. Yep. I don't know how much longer I'm staying. I got videos to do. I'm probably, when I end this video, I might just quickly do a video on Adesanya Imavov in Saudi Arabia and Fluffy versus Brandon Allen. Because that's super easy and I can get it out really, really quickly and react to it. And then I can work on the Chandler video and maybe record that tomorrow at some point. I don't know. I might do the Chandler video. I gotta go skim through real quick and see how difficult it's gonna be, because I don't think I can watch that full hour. Who would have won, Glover or Ank? Ank would have won. That's why Glover ducked him. Dagestani privilege. Meanwhile, Ankalaev will have beaten the entire top 15 before Pereira fights him. I know. Brendan Allen's overrated. How long have I been saying that for, Vince? I've been saying that for a long time, but I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Fizzy versus Poirier. I like it. I like it. I got a feeling John is just playing everyone and hyping up Aspinall fight, and Jones is going to destroy Aspinall with ground and pound, because if he thinks there's any doubt, he would destroy. If you think he has any doubts, he would destroy Aspinall. I think he would destroy Aspinall. I think he out-grapples Aspinall. I think he could outstrike Aspinall. I think Aspinall has a puncher's chance. I think Aspinall has as much of a chance as Pereira, basically. A little bit more. But he could be, I think he could be trolling. Hey, Joey, love the content. Thank you. Hamzat Chimaev, super fan. Wait till it's official. Imavov team pushing hard for Izzy. Yeah, but it's being reported by legit sources that it's being targeted. So I could just kind of talk about it. But then I'm going to be annoyed if it doesn't actually come to fruition. You've been saying Allen's overrated forever. Yeah, I knew he would lose to Imavov. Some people were picking him against Imavov. For real, Aspinall's ground game is insanely overrated. He was sub by a cab drop. Dude, there was a fight where I seen him get out grappled. He's been the heavyweight's full of nothing but bombs, dude. They don't have the skill someone like Jon does. Joey, did you see Tom getting taken out easily in a fight back in the day? We've never really seen Tom's grappling in the UFC, but yeah, I saw that. I saw him get out grappled. That's just the nature of the fans, man. They hype up the next guy. It's always going to be the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. It wouldn't shock me if Almeida beat Tom. Are there big PFL fights you're looking for? I like the Usman versus Hughes fight. January. Dude, if Imavov signs to fight Izzy, but DDP fights Baralho for 312, is going to be pissed. Apparently Strickland and Hamzat can't get... Yeah, that's just a rumor for right now. We don't know that to be 100% accurate. That'll be annoying as hell. I hope they make Hamzat DDP, Strickland Baralho, and Izzy Imavov. I think those are the fights to make, to be honest. And I'd love to watch Barajo beat up. Beat up Strickland. Tom's best win is a guy who was losing 2-1 to Old Werdum. Dude, Tom's wins aren't even good, man. Can you sing for the viewers? No. But speaking of that, can you guys all like the stream and make sure you are subscribed to the channel? I would greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel. Let's see what we're at right now. I'm curious. We're trying to get to 40K before the end of the year. It's a one last push, man. We got a month and a half left. I'm at 31,146. Could be better, but it is what it is. It is. I want 50K. If I don't get 50K next year, I swear on my life, I'm going to be so annoyed. I'll feel like a total bum if I don't get 50K next year. Joe, would you sing for 50? I would consider it. Imagine Jones vacates and people call Tom the GOAT. He defends the belt against the weakest heavyweight division in recent history and loses. Who you picking, Izzy Imavov? I think Izzy smokes him, and I hate Izzy. I think Izzy wins. What is Imavov going to grapple him the whole time? I think Izzy wins pretty clearly. Dana says he wants Chimaev to fight in the U.S. Does Hamzat fight during Ramadan? He said he would in the past, but I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue if he will or won't. They could book it around that, hopefully. Excuse me. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Boom. Jerry, rate the year of UFC out of 10. I give it like a 6 if we're being honest here. I don't think it was that great. It kind of let me down a bit. Kind of let me down a bit. That's just honest. If Imavov wins, how does he do it? Rocks him and locks up a sub somehow on the ground. Like drops him and instead of going for the finish, he just jumps on his back and rear naked chokes him. Because I don't see him putting him out with strikes. Because Imavov isn't like a KO puncher. He's a slick striker, especially early. But he gets sloppy as the fight goes on. He gets sloppy as the fight goes on, if we're being honest here. And Brandon Allen was even tagging him on the feet a bit. And out grappling him. The Aspinall sparring footage Connor commented on today was so bad. Dude, Aspinall fights with his chin up in the air. So I haven't seen the footage, but it wouldn't shock me. Even if Imavov wins, people won't give Izzy credit. What do you mean if Izzy wins, they won't give him credit to win over Imavov? I understand. What welterweight below won't count would you pick over Makhachev right now? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he beats up Sean Brady. I think he beats Buckley. Maybe Gary. Maybe Gary, but probably not. I wouldn't think I'd pick any of them. I don't genuinely think I'd pick any of them. That's just my thoughts on it. If Izzy beats Imavov, he should rematch Strickland next for the title. I agree. For the title shot. I like that. I like that. Izzy Strickland too for #1 contender. Izzy should fight. I mean, Strickland should fight Barajo in the meantime too. He's got to beat Barajo. So Izzy beats Imavov. Strickland beats Barajo. If he does, then they rematch for a title shot. #1 contender. Need 2 Chimaev fights this year? Agreed. If we don't get 2 Chimaev fights in 2025, I'm going to be so mad. Like, what is going on? Imagine they book Izzy versus Chimaev in Saudi. Imagine we just get a curveball out of nowhere. Imagine we just get a curveball out of nowhere. That'd be insane. That would be insane. So. Damn. Joey Chimaev would fuck Izzy up bad. Probably. He probably would, dude. Chimaev's grappling and Izzy's kind of slowing down a bit. I think I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't pick Adesanya over Chimaev. No way. No way at all. Joey, when are you making your BKFC debut? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. If Chandler offered you a job to be his manager, would you do it? Sure. As long as I didn't have to travel too much. As long as I didn't have to travel too much. Chimaev dominates everyone at middleweight except maybe DDP. He probably even dominates DDP if we're being honest here. Dude's complaining about me repeat myself. Mind your business, buddy. Mind your business. Jones was unmotivated his last few light heavyweight fights. It's all about the perceived level of his opponent. It's all about the perceived level of his opponent is what it is. There you go. I repeated myself again. So, Joey, it's not even that I'm saying Prime Chimaev versus Prime Izzy Hamzat kills him. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say for sure. He's another mediocre Marvin. Imavov sucks pretty overall. I don't think he does. I think he's pretty good. I think Hamzat finishes DDP in round 1. What's up with Stipe and Dana after the fight? Any info? I could never figure that out. Very bizarre. Joey loves that Bo interview with Ariel. Sure. It was such a great interview. It was such a wonderful interview. Who would you pick, Prime Hamzat versus Prime Izzy? I'd probably pick Prime Hamzat, but I don't think it's crazy to think Izzy would win. But yeah, there was some weird Stipe Dana kind of back and forth. There was some weird Stipe Dana back and forth in the cage. Dana said something about, I'm telling you the truth. But yeah. Did you see DC's response? I did not. What was his response? Someone said he apologized. DDP won't get a finish round 1. He has an iron chin and doesn't tap the submissions. He might get choked out cold. Damon Jackson not fighting this, accepting the post-fight speech. Yeah. Stipe always said Dana never likes him. It's true. Much as I love Whitaker, he's a quitter. Okay? Does it matter to Conor's career what happens in the court case? No, Dana won't care. He'll make money off of him even if he was convicted of 3 grapes. Also, BKFC $25 million tournament. Sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. But I don't know truly what's going on. I don't know truly what's going to happen, who's going to enter, or who can enter. Bunch of love Whitaker. He's a quitter. I don't think he's a quitter, man. He got his jaw caved in. Did you pick Jon to win by decision? No, I picked him by 4th round TKO. Go watch the prediction video, you ass clown. I work on those, and then I get 5,000 views on them. So get your ass on over there. Speaking of that, I got to get to this Chandler video, and I might do a quick Adesanya, Imavov, Allen, Fluffy reaction. What do you guys think? Should I do a reaction to that right now? Like the stream, by the way. That doesn't mean I won't do the Chandler video. I'll still work on the Chandler video tonight. I just may not get it out tonight. Joe, you criticize Dana for slapping his wife, yet you don't say anything about Jon. What do you want me to say about Jon? Let me know. Let me know what would you like to say about Jon. I would love to know. What would you like to? You want me to bring up a case where he got arrested years ago where nobody alleged that he slapped his wife. We have no video that he slapped his wife. The police didn't allege that he slapped his wife. The wife didn't allege that he slapped his wife. The kids didn't allege that he slapped his wife. He never alleged that he slapped his wife. Nobody ever alleged that he slapped his wife. But people act as if it's undeniable fact that he mercilessly beat up his wife, as if that's fact, when we have literally no idea what could have happened. No idea. I wonder what Stipe and Dana were arguing about. I would love to know as well. I don't know why I'm so pissed. Whitaker's a middleweight. Meanwhile, you got massive welterweights like Usman, Shavkat, and Buckley. Like, fuck, bro. Move down a weight class. You have a chance of beating Bilal. He was getting destroyed there. The police report doesn't exactly favor Jones. It doesn't favor Jones, but they didn't press charges. If they believe 100%, they have to press charges, as far as I understand. At least that's... I mean, I guess that's not in all states, but I thought that was the case. No, the daughter called security on him, and the security called the cops. So, exactly, everyone convicted in the court of public opinion. And you know what's funny? Again, I shouldn't even say this because somehow someone's going to take this out of context and reference it later. Everyone defended Dana, who was on video smacking his wife, and they said, well, she smacked him first. Without knowing anything that happened, couldn't you potentially use that same logic? Maybe that's what happened. But as long as young Whitaker, no, the current Whitaker wouldn't dominate welterweight right now. I mean, right now, Wonderboy's washed up. So, we don't know what happened, William. So I'm not going to sit here and speculate and make up fraudulent stories when no one has alleged otherwise. So basically what you're saying is you want me to make up fairy tales based on the little bit of information that we have. How do you know? We don't know if they were both intoxicated. We don't know what could have happened. How do you know she wasn't pissed drunk with him? Or drunk with him and she didn't fall or something? I mean, I just don't get it. You know the media suck off Bo? Yeah, he's an industry plant. I know it's not a popular opinion, and I'm not saying Jones doesn't look like a piece of shit. I don't understand why people don't get it. I'm just saying it's not a fact. Kids didn't call the police, and the wife didn't say she beat him, neither did the kids, nobody. Same dude, Tate John, love Connor, he did bad or worse. Yeah, with actual information. We have real information about what Connor did. A lot of it we have on video. Bo Mountain Boy. Yeah, Bo, if I had service, Nickel is the real name. Bo, if I had service, Nickel. He would have cleared out the whole middleweight division if he would have had cell service. But listen, boys, I got videos to work on. We'll see what may or may not come out tonight. I don't know yet. If you haven't watched my Bo Nickel video where I break down his delusional interview, do me a favor and go check it out. If you haven't watched my UFC Macau predictions, go check it out. Here's the Bo video I'm going to link in chat. If you guys could like this stream on your way out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Appreciate you very much. Good night.